Hello and welcome to the channel. It's Cooking with Patience and I am Chef Sammy, and today we're going to tackle something. As you see on the screen, we are going to make some homemade Pop-Tarts. Now, if you're not a chef, that's okay. Don't worry about it. Okay. Alright, so what you're going to need is a oven. I chose to use a Cuisinart air fryer. Now I'm showing you how I was able to follow the recipe and form the dough. My hands were a little bit messy, but yeah, I was able to make the dough, put it in the refrigerator. Now here's the thing, with the dough, I was supposed to have butter, but there wasn't any butter in the house, so I was stuck with the blue Bonnet, and I had to put that in the freezer, I want to say about 45 minutes in order to be able to make the dough. Now, as he stated, you are going to have to use some simple ingredients to make a slurry, and I was able to do that. And then I used some strawberry spread, which I can link the spread that I used in the comment section below. So I was able to go and show you all the process and how I was able to make the filling. Now, I wouldn't recommend trying to record something like this and make this at the same time, because it did start to like burn towards the end, and I almost dropped my camera in there. So you don't want to do that. You want to make sure that you have some type of tripod so that you can go ahead and make this filling, which is already really made. You just have to, add in the slurry, and then it'll make the proper strawberry filling. So as you see, I'm just stirring it around. I use my little spatch. It is a Cuisinart spatch. This is not sponsored. Maybe one day in the future. But yeah, so you go ahead and put in your mix. And when you put in your mix, before you put in your mix, of course, you're gonna see the steam and stuff because it's a little hot. Yeah, too hot for you to touch. I'm not sure why the chef decided he wanted to touch it. But yeah, and I didn't want to use my whisk because I didn't want to scratch my pants. So as you see, there is the slurry, and yeah, it wasn't too hard. I almost forgot to take it off the eye, but I was able to do that, and the color is just odd. I can't remember if it looked that way whenever he did it, but it was an odd color. And as you see the bubbles and stuff, he called it a simmer. But yeah, it was clearly burning up. And the steam is in my face. Alright, so now you got the cutting board. I went ahead and I put the dough down after I put a few handfuls of flour down, and I was able to just kind of try to maneuver it around to roll it. I think I was blocking like the view of the camera because like it kept going in, like kind of like when you go underneath the shade. So I do apologize, and I was using my paring knife. I love this paring knife. I can link that paring knife for you guys because it is a total lifesaver. I actually like it better than the Mercer paring knife that I have, if you have a Mercer set. But I was able to roll the dough out. And yeah, something that I didn't do that you're supposed to do is just kind of make sure that you have like your fingers like at a claw angle, not out like that, because I could have slipped my fingers off. And then I was able to go ahead and start applying the egg wash, which he used, the egg and then some water. I'll put a little bit of spring water in there, and yeah, so this is me pretty much making a mess. Well, not necessarily a mess, but I was really just trying to show me putting the gel on there and like the filling, and trying to just go ahead and show you the process, but the camera ended up dying. So I had to get the other camera, and now you're actually seeing me go through with a process that we call crimping. A lot of people might think that it's forking, but it's called crimping. So I was able to do that, and yeah, you apply your egg wash, and that's how it looks. Now, this process is just, I don't know, like when you're thinking about it for the first time, making something like this, because I mean I've made other things before, but for some reason I just wanted to make like the little tart. And so like always cover the entire top. Don't leave it like dry around the edges like I was trying to do. um, and make sure that you cut them in an equal amount so that each one is the same size, because mine turned out to be different sizes. And as you see, what I'm doing with my fingers, which I wouldn't recommend that you do that if you're preparing something for someone else, because my fingernails are not cut down as low as they should be. Always make sure that you trim your nails and use something like a spatch to move it. But yeah, so I was able to put it in the Cuisinart as you see, and then I started working on the royal icing. In the video, he did not use a royal icing, and then I had some of the friends candy hearts. So I was like, you know what? I want to crush these up and I want to put them on top of the Pop-Tarts. So I grabbed my Coca-Cola glass, not sponsored, and I just wrapped the cutting board and I just started banging away, so you don't have to worry about getting it everywhere and stuff, and not, the glass actually touching the candy. So the only thing that really touched it was the board, but the board was clean. And as you see, I went to go grab the pastries, and I don't know, they have like a croissant look to them when they come out of the air fryer. And I wanted to go ahead and just start spreading the royal icing on there. I really wanted it to have like that thick look to it, but I was just kind of, overzealous about the thing, and I just wanted everything to just move very quickly. I feel like the icing could have dried a little bit better than it did, but I mean, hey, that's here nor there. I already have everything pretty much figured out at this point. I'm realizing that I do need a different tool to use besides what I was using in order to make that look. And again, the camera died before the topping, and this is what it ended up looking like. Yeah, and look at the filling. It was flaky, really, really good. Like, if you are a person that is you're always going to the grocery store to get Pop-Tarts, just stop and make your own, because those are 10 times better. It was fluffy, like it tastes like an actual tart. And as far as like warming it up a few days later, it still tastes good. So I would probably keep it around no more than like 72 hours, just because of the icing and stuff, because the factories go through a process to make sure that it is the way that it is. If you have any questions for me, please feel free to put those questions down there, and I will try to answer you as quickly as I can. And remember, we are cooking with patience, because everything is not going to come out right on the first try. All right, this is Chef Sammy, and I'm out.